So prior to the class this morning, we've been talking about having your own back in life. And I think this is such a beautiful phrase and such a beautiful thing to cultivate and experience. So in our session today, we're going to be looking at what does that mean in the body? What does that feel like to really feel supported by your own structure on a physical level, and by your own structure on an emotional level as well, because often these things go together. And often we come into challenging situations, and particularly as women, saying no. I know there are men that relate to that too, but saying no or setting boundaries can be a really challenging experience. And often our challenge in doing that is felt through the body. There's a discomfort in the body that propels us or impels us to not set that boundary because the level of discomfort just gets too big. So when we can learn to stand in our own space, in our own energy, have a sense of boundaries and be okay with what arises in the body in response and be able to go through that, we might find that we end up feeling better in our relationships and probably having a bit more time in our lives. So that will be our practice today. I'm going to invite you just like that already now to take the arms out, turn the palms up, maybe even lift your head a little bit, breathe in and exhale, wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a really big hug. You want to add in a little bit of a rock from side to side, a little wriggle. So it really feels like a beautiful, warm, cuddling embrace. Go right ahead. Notice how that feels to receive from yourself. And then gently release the arms down. And find a comfortable resting place for your hands where the shoulders can really let go. Perhaps with the palms facing down on your thighs or maybe resting in your lap. Begin to ground, always a good place to start, feeling the foundation of your posture, where your body connects with that solid feeling of the earth beneath you. And just notice what it feels like. See if you can tune into what it feels like at deeper and deeper layers of your body. To be held and supported by something so strong, so solid, so stable as the earth. And invite that feeling that maybe you can experience in your feet or the legs or the knees or the hips. Whatever part that is in contact with the earth where you sense it the most strongly. Invite that experience to grow inside you, to move up through the legs into the pelvis and up into the spine. Along the arms and out into the fingertips. And up through the back of the neck and into the skull, into the head. Now see if you can invite your flesh and skin to relax around the strength of the structure of your spine and your skeleton. strong and soft at the same time. And imagining a beautiful white light pouring in from above down into the crown of the head, through the neck and into the spine, warming and galvanizing the spine as it moves down. Reaching the tailbone and continuing right down into the earth and traveling to the core of the earth. And feel this knowing that your spine, your nervous system, all that lights you up and is your aliveness, is connected, grounded and solid deep into the earth beneath you. Light lifted and expanded into the universe above. And know that when you have your own back, so much in the world also is there to support you. Gently blinking open the eyes, taking the hands out, extending right from the so. I want you to feel for the places of solidity in the body today. See if you can tune into them. So feel through the very middle of your chest, your heart, your spine, and move out from there to the fingertips. Breathing in, reaching up, and exhale. We're going to bring the hands down in prayer here, palms touching. And then placing them, let's begin with a boundary. I'm going to place them here in front of the heart and the chest, palms facing out. We're going to create sacred space here for each one of us on our own mats and feel into what it's like to really be in your own space. So we're going to breathe in. And as you breathe out in your mind, saying to yourself, this is my space, and pressing your hands out in front. Take the arms up, above, and all around, arms out to the sides. No one's allowed in unless I invite them, and bring your hands back to your chest, palms in. Let yourself feel that for a moment. Repeating, turning the palms out. This is my space. In front, above, arms up, and all around. Nobody is allowed in unless I invite them. Cross your arms across the heart and feel. One final time. This is my space, palms facing out, in front, above, and all around. And nobody is invited in unless I invite them. Hands across the heart and feel. Take a deep breath in through the whole torso, belly, ribs, chest. And let's exhale through the mouth. So we often talk about softness and releasing and relaxing and flexibility in yoga. I can't remember which number sutra it is, 1, 2, or 3. Stiram Sukham Asanam means strength, softness in posture. And this is in everything. For our body to open and relax, we need to feel that safety, that protection. For our heart, the same. So when you come into your postures, I invite you to, especially today in the focus of today's practice, to feel for the structure, to feel for the places where your body is holding you. And now, with what we've done, feel for the energy of safety and protection that you have generated for yourself. And see if your body has more willingness in that feeling of being held to release a little more, bringing your right ear down towards your right shoulder. Breathing in, breathing out, aware of your spine and your structure supporting you, and letting the release come through the side of the neck. And breathing in to lift the head to the center, and out, left ear to left shoulder. Feel for the structure and the strength, and then let the rest go as much as it is willing to. So many of us, breathing in, lift the head up, hold tension in our abdomen, our bellies, our pelvis, and this is where we kind of armor ourselves and brace ourselves to do things and set boundaries and be out in the world. And we want to let that go and come into the very natural strength of the spine. We're coming onto hands and knees. Let's connect a bit deeper with the strength and suppleness of the spine. Placing your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and feel that connection to the earth. Breathe in, drop the belly, lift the heart up, lift the tailbone, and feel the movement through your back, through your spine, and exhale round. 2 more like this. Breath in, belly down, head and tailbone up. And breath out and round. Breath in, belly down, head and tailbone up. Breath out and round. This time, breathe in, drop the belly, lift the head and tailbone, and when you come back on the exhale to your rounded position, start to explore. Where can the spine go? Where do I feel like there's more need for release? What feels like a natural inclination in my body this morning of where it wants to move and stretch and explore. Good. And then come to neutral. We're just going to walk the hands around to one side. So find your center here on the knees, hips over the knees. I like to keep the toes tucked, so I can really get a sense of keeping my hips and my legs as forward and aligned as possible. And then we're going to walk the hands to the right, creating an arc through the left side of the body and the spine. So we're opening and extending through the left, but I'm still pressing back through that left hip so it doesn't pull forward. So like anchors, hip back, shoulder forward, finding that space through the side of the body. Good, come back to center. Take a breath to feel the difference on the two sides. Anchor through knees and hips and walk your hands around to the left. Feel for that opening, press the right hip back, draw the right shoulder forward. Invite some more space with breath. Tune into your bones, into your structure, and let the rest of your body get soft around that. Good, come back to center. Breathe in to raise the right arm out to the side, coming from shoulder height. Again, feel that strength from the core, the middle of you, out to the fingertips. And then exhale, tuck it through between your arm and your leg. We're coming to, I think it's called thread the needle pose, resting onto the outer edge of the right arm. Letting your face rest there gently. And then checking your structure. Have you collapsed into the lower back? Maybe gently draw that lower belly in. Is your left hip falling forward? Press it back towards the wall behind you. And then choose a place for your hand. You can rest it, your left hand. You might rest it into the right hand on the floor. You might rest it in front of your face onto the floor. This helps you to gently push against it and maybe take the twist a little deeper. Good. Bringing the left hand back in front. Breathe in. Take that arm all the way out and up to shoulder height. And then exhale, following the pace of breath. Bring it back to the floor. Swap it over. Inhale from the core to the fingertips. And exhale, thread through, leaning onto the outer edge of that upper arm. Choose where you would like your hand to be. And then press down into it. That's your top hand. Bring the top hand back to the floor. Breath in from core to fingertips. Stretch out through that left arm. And exhale, lower. Good. One more time, cat-cow. Breathing in, drop the belly, lift the head and tailbone. And exhale to round. And any little bits of tension or twisting that you felt, that you want to just ease out, wriggle around and let that release. Good. Staying on your hands and knees, coming into a low lunge position. So bring your right leg through here. And as you exhale, gentle grip between the thighs and a surrender of the hips down towards that earth and that energetic experience of hugeness, this mass beneath us, strong and steady and stable. Kind of. Unless you go do an astro tour with an astronomist and find out how fast it's spinning and moving through the atmosphere, through the universe rather. But from our perspective. Good. Inhale to draw the hips back. Let's swap it over. As you exhale, release that front knee. Bring the left knee through. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squeeze the hips together. Let the hips come forward. Remember your structure. Remember your foundations are the part of the body touching the floor, touching the earth. And your structure is how all the different parts in the bones relate to each other, and the balance of weight, in that sense of balance and stability and strength. Looking for your experience of that inside, so that the rest of you can just relax into it. Good. Breath in, bring the hips back. Breath out, release. And then coming to a child's pose, take your knees out to the edges of your mat, touch the toes together, breathe in, and breathe out, release your hips back. So again, structurally, we've got support here in the lower legs that allows the hips to come back. We've got the structure of the legs that allows the spine to rest forward. We've got the earth beneath us and the arms holding us up. Once you've found that sense of connection, can you tune to the breath and just relax? Good. We're going to come up just a tiny bit. So come onto the fingertips with your hands. And then lifting the torso, maybe just 2 or 3 centimeters up as you breathe in. And again, walk your hands over here to the right. So we're creating that arc in the side body. Find the place where it feels right. Draw back through that left hip, extend through the left fingertips, and then let your torso soften into that opening. Good. Walking the hands back to the center. Breathe in and out here to feel through the two sides, feel the difference. Breathe in to walk over to the left now, anchoring back through your right hip. And exhale, sinking nice and deep. Good. Breathe back to center. Lifting up a little bit. And I want you to feel this anchoring through the sit bones. So you can make a physical movement. You can also make an energetic movement, just feeling that direction of energy. And then exhale. Again, spreading through the spine, through the shoulders, through the fingers, and relaxing to your child's pose for a moment. Breathe in and rise up, coming onto all fours. Breathe out and align, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Feel your foundations, strength and stability of the earth below. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, walking those hands forward. So we keep really anchored here through the hips and through the knees and through the foundation of the body as we're going to surrender our hearts to the earth. So walking the arms out, letting the chest come forward, and you just go to wherever you can feel the opening start. Might be here for some of you, might be deeper, deeper, deeper. You might even be able to rest your forehead on the floor. And then notice your structure. Do you feel stable on the ground? Do you need to draw that lower belly in? and strengthen and support the lower back a little bit more. I don't know if you guys heard that noise, but that was my shoulder releasing. When we offer strength, stability, and safety, the body can let go. Beautiful. Breath in, rise up. And breath out to walk the hands back again. Tuck the toes under, bring your right leg through low lunge. And as you exhale, squeeze the thighs towards the center. Surrender the hips to the floor. Feel your structure and relax. And then options here. You can stay in this version of the pose. You might squeeze just a little more for stability through those thighs and walk your hands up to come up. I like to adjust by coming out just a tiny bit as I breathe in and tucking those sit bones down towards the floor. So really making sure that the movement is coming into the hip and not an overbend in my lower back. And then holding that stability, that strength, exhale and open deeper. You might feel more opening in the front of the hip. Good. Inhale, momentum draws you up, and then opening up the back of this front leg, we're going to exhale the hips back, lift the toes up, and start to lean forward. So you might bring your hands onto the hips, depending on how open your hamstrings are. You might just be leaning forward and feeling into it here, making sure you feel stable and supported through the structure of your body. Or if you have more space, you might bring the fingertips to the ground. And if you have more space, you start surrendering that torso over that front leg. Very nice. Breath in. Whew. It's the first time we've met our hamstrings this morning. I took you to a very deep one. Sorry about that. And exhale, release. I don't sound very sorry with that giggle, do I? Coming through with the left leg. Breath in. Breath out. Holding the structure with that squeeze of the thighs towards each other. Letting the hips go. Feeling through that for a moment. An option to stay here or option to explore walking your hands up. We come back out just a little bit, find some space, find some breath, maybe lose your balance. And then exhale, really bringing those sit bones down towards the ground, moving the hips forward. We come a little deeper and you might find there's more space in the front of that hip. Great. Breath in, bring the hips back, going further. We're going to straighten out that front leg. So you might shuffle the heel forward, bringing up the toes. You might just stay here and you can already feel the opening in the back of the leg, and that's enough. You might lean a little bit forward. You might rest onto the fingertips. And you might let the body come all the way over. Good. Breath in. Bring yourself forward. And exhale. Releasing both knees on the floor, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Breath in, belly down, head and tailbone up. And exhale to round. Good. Coming back into a seated position. So it's up to you which one you take. We're just going to go a little deeper into the upper back and shoulders here. So again, I find once you've connected to that anchoring through the spine, then you've got more possibility of getting a bit of space, opening up in the chest, around the pec muscles, literally around the heart, through the lungs, through the diaphragm. And you can relax more because you can breathe a little bit better. So we're going to take the arms behind you, interlacing the fingers. And as you breathe in, press the arms away behind. So I'll turn to the side and you can see we're working towards inviting a little bit more straightness through the arms. Yeah, so the arms are interlaced and you might find you're kind of like this. You're about here. Press those palms towards each other. If they're not touching, that's okay, but they're moving towards each other. And the elbows are straightening. And big point of attention here, notice the points of your shoulders. So I've got actually quite rounded, like many people have if you've been a student your whole life. So really wanting to open this up. Okay, open up the pecs and take these shoulders. So really think about squeezing those shoulder blades and straightening the arms. And then offering breath to the parts of the body that might want to resist this movement. Feel the anchoring from crown down through spine to sit bones and ground. Good. And release. Nice. Let's take the shoulders up into the ears as you inhale, a nice scrunch. Tight. And then exhale. Here we're going to just drop it. Let it flop. So try that again. And I don't want a controlled descent. I want to release. Breath in, scrunched up. And then you just stop doing whatever you're doing. Don't try to do anything else. Just stop what this is. One more time. Breath in, lift up. Let go. Good. Bringing your arms out to the sides, shoulder height, and then up to the diagonal, breathing in. And tucking your left elbow into your right. And options here. Arms parallel or wrapped until the hands touch. Feel through your shoulder blades, notice what happens. Inhale, lift the fingertips up towards the ceiling, feel the shoulder blades slide. And then exhale, elbows to chest and round. So always thinking here about being centered in your core, through the spine, breath in, come up, allowing more mobility of your limbs and everything around it. Exhale, round. One more breath in, rise up. And breath out. Elbows to chest and round. Very nice. Inhale to center. And exhale to release. Let's repeat. Breathing in, arms out, diagonal. This time right elbow tucks into left. Arms can be parallel to each other or we wrap till the hands touch. Breath in, lift up, feel the shoulder blades slide. Feel the space open up in that upper back. And then exhale, round. More space in the upper back. Inhale up. Exhale, round. One more. And round. Good. Inhale. And exhale, release the arms. And we're going to explore a little bit some of the movements of the spine again in a moment. One more, opening up through neck and shoulders, taking the arms behind you, interlace, lift up, breathe in, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up the heart. And if it feels okay to, so I want you to use your intuition, your wisdom, even leaning and tipping the head slightly back. And just see what that feels like. Stay there for a couple of breaths, feeling how the pose can deepen if you stay with it. Good. And release. Breathing in, arms out, up. Exhale, hands together. Bring them down in front of you, forward fold.
Inhale, slide back up.
Arms out, up. And exhale, down through prayer and to the floor. So moving quite quickly here for a moment, feeling the elegance of connecting the movement as you inhale to the pace of the breath. Arms up and exhale, down. Good. 2 more times. Inhale. All the way, spreading the arms out and up, and then exhale. Prayer hands bring you back to the floor. One final. One.
Inhale.
All the way up. Exhale, hands down through prayer and to the floor.
Good. Inhale to center.
And exhale, swap across your legs. We're going to do it again on the other side. Inhale, hands out and up. Exhale, prayer hands down. I want you to feel the fluidity of the spine here. Inhale, hands up, and exhale, down.
Good. Again.
Do 2 more.
Inhale.
And whatever feels good to you, extend and spread however they get there. The hands, exhale down through prayer.
And one more.
And exhale. Inhale to center and pause a moment. You can keep your eyes open or closed, up to you. I want you to just again feel into that awareness of the spine, trying to feel from the inside. Noticing what the aliveness of the spine feels like. Beautiful. Hands to the belly, finding your twist, guiding yourself to the right. Hands to the ribs to the right, hands to the chest to the right, hands to the shoulders to the right, right fingertips behind, left hand to right knee. Breath in to sit up tall and long through the spine. And exhale, you can press into those fingers and hands to deepen into the pose. We're not staying long on this one. I want you to inhale to the center. Bring the arms up. Then we're going to a side bend. Left arm down, right arm over. Extended through this side body here. Good. Breath in, center. Both arms up. Exhale, hands together. All the way back down here, hands to the belly. Gently guiding yourself to the left. Hands to the ribs to the left. Hands to the chest to the left. To the shoulders to the left. Left fingertips behind. Right hand to left knee. Breath in, extend from sit bones that are connected to the earth right up to the crown, connected to the sky. And exhale. Inhale back to center, bringing arms up. And exhale, reach over, extending the left side of the body. Brilliant. Breath in, rise up. Exhale, release the hands and take your legs out in front of you. Soles of the feet pressing forward, toes up towards the ceiling. Feel that lift up from the floor, through the spine, into the neck, into the crown. And then exhale, forward fold. So I want this one to be like a dive here. Okay, you are actually looking for length and space through the torso as well. You might not go as far, but you're energized. Then, after a couple of breaths, relax. Keep the legs strong. This is your structure. This is your support. Connected to the floor, and let the torso relax. Let the arms relax. Let the neck relax.
Good. Inhale, rise up.
Now, another part of our practice when we're looking to support the spine is to work through core muscles, bones and muscles and ligaments and tendons all working together. So we do a little bit of core strength. And I want you to start with coming onto your hands and knees. Again, finding your support through connecting with the parts of the body that are touching the earth, noticing that energy. One at a time, stepping your legs back onto the toes until you come to a plank position. Just going to play with this for a little while. So you are drawing back up through your lower belly and rounding out through the upper spine. I'm going to hold here. Your choice, 3 to 5 breaths. Good. As you exhale, knees to the floor. Inhale, belly down, head and tailbone up. Exhale, round. And then hips back to heels. A breath in child's pose.
Again, rise up, breath in.
As you exhale, stepping the legs back and finding your way to plank pose and just checking out. You really want this nice straight body, hips and shoulders in one line, not sinking. We're not doing a back bend here and not half a dog pose. Okay. Good. And then exhale. I'm getting puffed out already. Knees to the floor, breath in, belly down, head and tailbone up. Exhale, round.
And then back for a breath in dog.
Child's pose.
Good.
We are going to do that one more time, coming up. As you exhale, stepping back, you can always just stay on the knees and work into the core, finding your plank position. So notice the adjustment that I'm making here, really drawing in through the lower body, rounding out through the shoulders, through the upper back. Ooh. And then knees to the floor. Breath in, I'm feeling that, belly down, head and tailbone up. Exhale and round. And resting. This time we'll take 3 breaths in child's pose. I'm going to keep my knees together here. So again, from a point of view of structure and support, when the knees are closed, there's more support for the spine and the upper back. So the back doesn't work so hard. You can relax here. Take the arms behind you. Take a few breaths. Good. Coming up. Coming over onto your back. And we're just going to do a little bit more core work here. And then go back into the spine and then relax. So it's that constant toggling and balance between strength and softness in our structure, in our bones, in our muscles. Okay. Knees bent, feet on the floor. I want you to actually press the lower back into the floor. Hold that. And extend your arms out just in line with the hips off the ground. We're going to do little half crunches. Breathing in, lifting the shoulders up, tucking the chin. And just coming up, keeping your hands level here. And then exhale to the floor. Notice if you've released that lower back, press it back in. Breathe in, lift. Exhale back. So if you can hold the lower back down the whole time, now breathing in to curl up and exhale to release. Again, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now, keeping this structure, the whole torso supported on the earth, the lower back pressing down. So like you're trying to squash, what does one of my coaches say? A blueberry. So you've got a blueberry under the lower back and you try to squash it into the floor. Why you would do that, I don't know, but that's the metaphor, the image. Then we're going to lift up the legs. First come to 90 degrees, and then we're just going to do very gentle little toe taps, extending the angle behind the knees here. So taking them out a little bit and then dropping the toes down and lifting them back up. Breath in to come up, breath out to lower, trying to hold that lower back in the floor the whole time. That's 3. We'll do 2 more. You probably feel this through your core. 1 more. Nice. Now as you inhale, bring the knees all the way up to the chest. Give yourself another little hug here. You can rock a bit from side to side and find that release. You don't need to roll up. I'm just looking at the clock to check the time. Good. Taking your arms out to the sides, palms facing down. Breathe in. As you exhale, knees over towards that right elbow. We're going to take our time with these twists today. So feeling through the side body, the side of your body that's touching the floor. Feeling through the arms and the contact they make with the floor. And let your body soak in the awareness of this support and this stability. And then tune to your breath. And as you exhale, soften into that stability and strength and support. Invite the body to let go. You might even further the twist by looking out over the left fingertips. Good. Breath in, knees to the center. Let's do the same on the other side. Exhale first, meet the pose, arrive there, knees towards the elbow. Connect into your foundations, to the contact with the earth. And begin to tune to the breath and deepen your release into the pose, looking out over your right fingertips this time. Nice. And then inhale, knees to the center. Exhale, feet to the floor. Bring your arms down by your sides, close to the hips, not touching, palms up. Breathe in. And then here, squashing that blueberry and then extending the legs as you exhale out long. And then releasing it all. Surrendering into the embrace of the earth, who also right now has your back. Breathing a full deep breath through the torso. And then exhale out through the mouth. Release, relax, and close the eyes. Notice if the mind comes in to pull you into thoughts about anything that's not right here, right now, in this moment, in this breath, in this body, in this time, in this space. And notice the movement of your breath through your body. See if you can invite your body to soften and release more deeply with every exhale. To keep deepening into the embrace of the earth. And then begin to deepen the breath. And as you're inhaling, drawing out more from the earth, more strength, more stability, more security into the body. As you let yourself start to come to movement, wriggling the fingers and the toes, and maybe just gently stretching through the legs. I want you to really feel organic here. Like, what does your body want to do? Staying in contact with the earth and moving. Let that happen. Inviting movement and connection. Breathe in to invite the knees to the chest. And again, you might rock and roll a little bit and just orient yourself as you blink your eyes open to being in this room, in this space, knowing we will be transitioning from practice into our day. And rolling to one side. Really honoring the earth for a moment here with your top hand. Really being present to that connection. Pressing into it, guide yourself up to a seated position. As you come to your seat, close down the eyes and tune into the body again. Feel down through your legs to the earth. Feel up from the earth through the spine into the arms, the neck, the head. Breathe in and feel that strength. Breathe out and invite the softness around it. Bring the hands to the heart. May you go in your own day, in your own way, with a strong, supported spine and a soft, supple heart. Hands together, bow forward. Namaste.